Okay.
What?
Making sweet too.
It's Hardee's. You're Hardee's.
It's Carl's Jr.
Carl's Jr. Yeah, that's right.
Well, right.
We know because of the star.
Yeah.
They on the East Coast, they have Hardee's and the red burrito.
Yes.
Here we have Carl's Jr. and the green burrito.
Oh, because of politics.
Yeah, because they used to be
That's how it works.
Hardee's, and then one guy shot off. I was like, I'm gonna start my own restaurant, but it's gonna be the same thing.
That's so weird.
Was he Carl?
Yes.
That's why it's Carl's Jr. There you go, Amanda.
Now
I see.
Aaron looked at Libations Hardee's and Carl's Jr.
Is this like Cold Stone and Marble Slab? Because they were American.
Really? There's actually a American.
Yes, so Cold Stone and Marble Slab.
Oh my god.
Yeah, so it was originally Cold Stone, but it was a husband and wife that ran them.
Yes.
When they got divorced,
Yes. Right.
they broke off.
That part I didn't realize.
And that's where
Wow.
Marble Slab came from.
Yeah, because it was like one guy owned the company, and then he either died or left it to his sons, and his one son decided to go out west, and then he made his own brand, but was still like part of the same company.
I don't know.
Yeah, they whatever.
Welcome to
thought
Fast Talk. Caller, you're X. Let's
That's right.
dig in.
What, sorry. You guys want to join me in my new
no.
business venture, Frigid Rock?
Yes.
Yeah. Wait, what's wait, I missed it.
Marble Slab, Cold Stone,
Oh.
Frigid Rock.
I think
Is
that
it-
ours is the best one.
And then we have the.
And we'll just have a mean prospector sitting on a rock. That's
Yeah.
That's
That's right.
No, I'm over it.
Everybody.
Everybody in my head.
Like an actual perspective.
We
It's
can
like
do
130
we can
years
do
old.
express kiosks and call them chili bubbles.
Perfect.
Chili chips. Hey, Internet. Hello, Internet.
Bye.
So,
Wow. I was so meh about it.
Caller,
Monday.
you're up. RBs or R nots? Go ahead.
So did we start off with hero points other than the one that I gained? Like,
Oh.
do we have them as...
Yes.
Okay, how many...
Every session, plus you get to hold on to the ones you got last session.
So what do we start
You
with?
get one.
You get one
Okay,
at the
so
beginning
then
of
I-
every session.
And I earned one from being
Yeah, so now you have two.
Yes.
A couple of you have earned some.
I'm sorry you can't have nice things, Lisa. Those are great.
What?
I'm sorry you can't have nice things. Those are great.
No, I said I like the cake. I just don't like it with the combo with the frosting.
Oh.
Yeah, it's like cake.
I do think the cream cheese is a little
Too much.
strong.
Yeah.
Yeah. What is it? Is it just cream cheese?
It's,
Or is
no,
it-
it's just cream cheese frosting. Yeah.
'Cause I think that
If it were just cream cheese, I wouldn't have.
Yeah. I
But
feel like
the
it, would,
cream
it has
cheese
to be,
frosting, they make it a little sweeter and tangier than just normal.
I feel like you would have to
Ah.
make it yourself basically
Yeah, yeah.
to get the right
I
flavor
forgot she
balance.
was wearing.
But it was still good though. And I like the cherry flavor.
Yeah, the cherry was the whole reason why I made it. Because I like cherries. You know, so. But I wanted to make cherry vanilla, and I didn't know. Yeah.
Oh, baby.
No, I forgot I was wearing it. You want your eyelash back? No, thank you.
Thought you were gonna eat it for a second.
Now she's inside me.
God,
Cool. Been there.
She had a
Wow!
My goodness. I'm not sure I can talk that
Welcome back.
This is my favorite game.
So now, 2 out of the 3 people, no, sorry, 3 out of the 4 people who live here have laid on the ground in sadness.
Oh.
Yeah.
She's tunneling on the ground like a
My
mole
favorite was
person.
when we were making jokes in bed, or she was.
Lisa was in bed, and
Oh,
we were
'cause
like
the cat
hanging
also
out in
lays
her
on the
room.
ground in
We were making
sadness.
jokes, and she tried to bury herself under the covers.
Oh no.
God. It's okay, Rabbit. We get to experience the same thing in like 2 weeks, so look forward to it.
yay.
Did I get a hero point on this one? No.
I don't think we did.
I was like, I know I did because I was protecting somebody.
I attempted
No,
to get one, but I
I
didn't
it
get
was
one. I don't think.
No, you accepted the contract.
Oh yeah,
before
I accepted a
before
lopsided deal
even
without even
listening
asking.
to any, because
Yeah.
I think your hubris was like it's trusting or
Yeah.
something to that effect.
Interesting.
Yep.
Yeah.
Where you were like, I'll help you.
You need me to do something? I'll help you.
No details.
Nope.
Nothing.
You got me. I just everyone's out to have a good time. Okay.
All right. So since I didn't spend one last time, now I would have 2. Since you get 1 for every game, or do you just start every game with?
They
1?
refresh. So you have your base one.
So you'll always have 1 point. If you
Mhm.
earn 1,
And
those
then
will
you
over.
get okay. Yeah.
That's right.
That makes sense. So if you don't use it, then you always just have 1, but then you can get
Yeah.
more.
Mhm.
Okay.
So
Cool. I get it.
it's an incentive to use
Yeah.
at least one every,
Not just hoard them session
Yeah.
and be like, I win D&D.
You got all my sorceries and stuff, right?
Yes.
Oh, good.
Mm-hmm. Thank you for sharing that.
Yes. Oh,
And
I
you
just
request to
realized I
share
never
the
put an eye.
PDFs and all of that.
But I so mad.
I didn't think about it either. I was like, sure, I'll share it. You know.
Yeah, I know. I'm just like, I didn't even. And then what I did was I downloaded it onto the computer and then put it back in, and suddenly it was mine. So I didn't have to request anybody to share it. But then I was like, why am I doing this? I just put it on a flash drive and literally like walked it over and went, here you go.
Throw one of those at me if I get another.
Okay.
Oh, so I have a small update for everyone.
Yes.
The test run today did not go well.
No.
Oh no.
And as such, it means instead of doing a marathon in 2 weeks, I'll be doing a half marathon and trying again for 10 more weeks to continue to train. So I apologize in advance for all the grumpy bitchiness for 10 months. That's fine.
The groundhog such.
Basically.
Don't push yourself,
Out of her butt.
but also come.
That's right.
Yeah.
You got this.
Today's adventure was, I need to find a bathroom. I'm going to shit my pants. I think I shit my pants a little bit. I need to find a bathroom.
Hence why.
It's the perils of running.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was hearing from, I don't know if it was Karen, but somebody I knew that bikes was like, yeah, sometimes they just shit because you can't do anything about it. Especially if you're in a race or it's timed in some ways.
Yeah.
You're just let it go.
This is exactly the kind of stuff you want to hear, right? It's like, oh, sometimes you just shit.
But, so here's the
I
thing.
think it's great.
When I shit my pants just a little bit, just a little tiny bit, it got really chafy.
Just a little.
And it was really, really painful. And then you end up with a chafy red ass and you don't really do anything.
Yeah,
That's right.
no, that's real.
And then
Yeah,
you're like,
dude,
this
right?
is why babies are fucking cranky all the fucking time, right?
Do you ever
Chafy
have
red
it
butt.
where like you take a really big dump, like you think you got everything, and then like 3 hours later you're like, why does my ass feel like there's stuff in there?
Yeah.
Why do I have peanut butter bugs?
Dude,
Oh my god.
the fucking Chris
My
Pratt.
flavor's not BBB.
Chris Pratt line was like, hey Doc, so what happens like, because you wipe and you wipe and you just keep wiping and you just keep wiping and just, there's more. Like, what? Am I dying?
It's like that outtake of
Maybe.
Parks and Rec.
That's exactly what it was. Yeah.
Pratt was going off the books. He's like, he's super serious too. He was like, I wipe, still poop. Still poop. It's like I'm wiping a marker.
So,
He makes the best bloopers. It just gets everybody like falling over laughing.
him and The Rock live beautiful lives.
I'll try it.
Oh wait, I gave it
And I
cupcake. I just didn't do
envy him. So,
You know what to do.
do any of you follow The Rock on Instagram?
Yes.
Did you see how he's like, okay, honey, I gotta go to work, and his daughter was like, you need to paint your nails. He was like, well, no, I really gotta. And she was like, you need to paint your nails. So he sat his ass down and got it. Yeah, no. And he's like, no remover. Those are staying. And you're like, yes, yes.
Him and Jason Momoa are like 2 of my favorite people.
Magic words.
I'm Jason Momoa. I like drinking beer and throwing hatchets.
Wow.
You're like,
Simple man.
I mean, you definitely see what
Oh
you
my
see
God.
when you get there.
he's like, it's so funny because he's like such a big, like massive dude, but he's always got that goofy ass. Oh, sorry, Amanda. What is it?
I think she's just clearing her throat.
Oh.
I was.
I know the difference between she's actually clearing her throat and she's like, it's much more
I can
ostentatious.
do it. I can do it one-handed.
What?
There.
No,
Why do you
when my
have to?
dad and I went to go
Those
see
are my
Justice
heroes.
League in theaters,
Don't be.
he
We're here to
dressed
help
out
you.
as Aquaman
Oh.
in his like chest and shit, and I made a noise that was
Yeah, that's right.
completely.
No,
Involuntary.
experience
You
it
have
fully.
My dad was like,
It's like this is more information than I bargained for right now.
no, nothing was more awkward than watching Deadpool with my dad.
I'm sure.
Oh,
Shit.
yeah.
You mean like watching 300 with your father-in-law?
With Chris Bergeron?
Yes, with Chris Bergeron,
Bergeron.
And your incredibly
Ah.
awkward girlfriend who's definitely
Oh, yeah,
spectrum.
that's right.
My parents.
3 dudes in seats going,
Don't look at each other.
don't breathe, don't move.
I feel like I would have just been, I walked it off.
My
Bye.
parents took me and my sister to see Cruel Intentions.
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
My mom walked out.
Your dad did not.
No, my dad is a trooper. Me and
Oh,
my
yeah.
sister.
Withered it.
My sister and I were like, we're watching this fucking movie.
My dad said, I paid money for this shit.
Basically, yeah, my dad was just like, and my mom was like, oh my god, I can't have it. It's like, Mom. I mean, at the time, like, Kill Bill hadn't come out yet, but it's like, Mom, you enjoy Quentin Tarantino. Like, you genuinely enjoy that. How? No, I think she just didn't like the swearing and the drug use, I think is what it was.
Oh,
But-
fucking your sister in the ass. That part.
Totally
Okay,
fine,
right?
That's gold.
But like, yeah, I don't even remember, because it didn't take very long for my mom to be like, oh, wow, I don't know.
Your dad just
Are
turned
you sure
into a
something like you
metapod.
were there?
I get that it's like a modern
Cocooning.
retelling and that it's a little bit more dirty than the original story, but like, my mom read the Liaisons Nationaux in
Oh, yeah.
French. She
Oh,
had
yeah,
the
yeah,
book in French.
Yeah.
That book's dirty as fuck, man.
It's full of nasty shit.
Yeah, I don't know what she was
Confirmed.
expecting.
Yeah. But
Yeah.
in a similar vein, listening to my
Our boss
mom
comes in and
recounting
says,
her
"Perfect
experience
things to support,"
watching
and
The
then we ask
Hateful
for
Eight
clarification. He doesn't reply.
was a treat. He was like, well, I know what to expect. I was like, you know what to, come on. You knew what you were getting into.
You just don't want your kids to know that you're
All right.
Now, what do you think?
Well, this is good. I was like,
Okay.
all right, we should probably play.
Back to
Oh,
business.
Sorry, Amanda.
Call your.
So,
Are we still at South Salvador's?
well, most of you at this point have
The second one.
petered off somewhere. Jenya went to the gardens for a little while.
Well, I had my epic bath, which is
Yes.
the last thing I was
For
doing.
3 days.
You also have
I was in there for like 2 months or whatever. Not that long.
yeah, and,
Actually,
well,
the sea voyage from there probably. Oh no, probably.
it was at least a week or two. Because I mean, you're close to Wadachi from there. Well, close. I mean, it's sea travel in the hold, which is all sorts of bullshit. You know, dealing with the humidity and
You know what I want to know? How the heck? What did they do with my food? I mean, Steve
I'm sure you had a chamber pot.
DBB.
Thanks.
More
Peanut butter butter.
I mean, we're on the steamer.
Well, if you were in the hold, there was probably like the bilge accessible or something. You just,
Yes.
You know,
She was in a box though.
no, she wasn't. She was.
She was
Oh, that's
between
right.
a row
She
of
was-
boxes. Yeah.
No, you just sneak around and people go to different places.
That's what I mean, though.
Everybody on the crew was like, where the fuck is this coming from?
Who the hell is pooping in these
These little Italian tiles.
You're like, these guys, there's a monster rat down there.
That poor cabin boy
found
was
piles.
flogged repeatedly for his lack of
This
cleanliness.
thing, at least 80 pounds.
Oh, no.
It's rumored to have eaten one of the men. How? We're all here still. No, we're not.
Right?
You guys can totally ignore
What's the difference between what?
nature versus community.
This is what you're like on what you show everybody, and that's what you're like on the inside.
So,
And they do have mechanical
at
ramifications.
this point,
Nature is outside.
2
No.
days have
Otherwise,
passed since your little misadventure at the docks.
No. Target adventure.
Yeah.
Proper adventure. I don't know, Mr. Adventure.
Mr. Adventure. Yes.
Mrs. Adventure.
You've heard echoes of it actually because one of the members of the Prophet Sword actually passed away of his injuries. Pretty severe burns.
Killed the guy.
2 others. That's what I was saying. Cup killer.
Wait, how many days you say it was?
2 days.
Was it the guy that I set on fire?
Oh, that was the guy you set on fire.
Whoops.
His head
He had a hand grenade.
looked like a baked potato.
Sick.
So
We gave him more eyes? Eldritch.
as a result, the captain, Lucio Voritelli, made a couple of public appearances talking about
What did
finding
Lunchbox say?
the culprits. There's been a couple of rounds of increased patrols. The Inquisition is beefing up.
Right.
Of course, there's still a lot of people fighting them and misdirecting them. So it's not like martial law has been declared, but people are certainly a little bit on edge. There's also a gentleman Davi who will hear him about having lost some very important cargo.
Every time I hear it, I roll my eyes.
Never specifying what it is,
We're top member.
but offering
Lois.
a very hefty reward for anybody who could offer information leading to recovering this precious bounty.
Like, how hefty?
Like,
A hex on you.
but what kind of information was it?
I know, right? You can unbuy hexes, or you can buy hexes.
Right.
You can't buy my kind of hexes.
Yeah, but I can buy a different witch to unhex it. So how much we talking about?
The public
You
story
can't.
does mention that Madame Salvadora's ship held into harbor was under scrutiny for a little while, but after about a day and a half of sending people down the hole and investigating, nothing could be found outside of
Bag of poop.
a couple
Sorry.
a couple pieces of merchandise that were seized, but nothing that would really splash Madame Salvadora, and certainly no ties whatsoever to that mysterious missing cargo that Mondavi keeps yelling about. He has made clear his intent to stay in town, and in fact, one of his troops of mercenaries, including Vodace bodyguards and a couple of Ison mercenaries, have been frequenting the Lion and Lantern and sort of testing the waters a little bit, trying to press the patrons for information.
Which is funny because the day after that, I moved into our new locale away from the docks.
Correct. That was going to be my next question. So at this point, you have a choice. Madame Salvadora has offered to pay lodging if you'd like to stay in town. She also has a home, not quite in the upper quarters, but decent enough little property, enough to room all of you if you choose to relocate to that spot. So, what are your living arrangements at this point? Are you keeping your own rooms? Are you moving to the communal house?
Like, I gotta say, I can't stay around here. I'm the hottest of the hot cargo. I'm leaving as soon as I can leave.
Leaving which spot?
Well, wherever I was. I was at Madame Salvadora's, right? So,
Yes.
So you come live in the cool house.
yeah.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna say like in town.
Yeah.
Well, wherever that is.
Well, it's still in town, but
It's outside.
and since
of where
no one
they're
actually
living.
knows what or who
Yeah.
you were except for the few dudes who were chasing us.
Right.
And none of them knew what you looked like, just that there's some woman that they were after.
Yeah.
You're
Yeah.
Correct.
You're
Yeah,
good
because
to wander
it's
around.
the big house.
Actually,
Oh,
Sally, roll me a wits.
Oh, I'm not ready. Oh my god. What
Bro.
am I doing?
Bro.
What am I doing?
All right, we're done. I'm leaving.
Oh! Oh, wow.
Oh,
Do I
goodness.
lose my hero points? Are they gone now? Forever?
They evaporate in the air.
It's cool. If you leave, you can spend a night. We'll
Take
put
all
board
your
games to
princess
the right.
points.
Okay, what am I rolling? What am I rolling? I got that out.
2
Thank you. Oh my god.
Roll me a wits plus scholarship.
That's okay. I don't want to be a queen because they're old and crusty and old and wrinkly. I want to be a princess.
These chairs are so uncomfortable.
I don't like this roll.
There's
There's nothing in there.
Family doesn't like you either.
Nothing.
Something in the story. She works.
I got a big fat 0.
You got 0?
Yeah.
I'm just
You
so
got-
blessed to have a friend with me.
Yeah, you're not sure. You're not sure who this Francesco guy is, outside of you know the last name. You know Mondavi. They're one of the prominent families in Bodace.
You just skid her off.
They're just one of the merchant prince's families, but that's as
You
much
know
as
what
you
my
know.
secret is,
You don't remember
They
hearing
frightened me
anybody
too.
from that name.
Okay. I also move into the big house. I don't actually have anywhere to live.
Right.
I am the same. I just wander about till people offer me their kindness. So, no, I'll stay somewhere.
I seem to be always frying fish.
Okay.
There's actually. So for those of you who
You
moved
hit
to
the
the
fish?
house, which looks like all of you,
Do you
Yep,
move
yep.
the house, Amanda?
Answer your question.
Hello, got the fish?
That's Jewish. Not fried.
Whatever. What's it called?
Whatever.
Lutefisk, thank you. Lutefisk?
Yep. Ah, that's right. You smell the lye.
Oh yeah. It's also good for soap.
There's a big old barrel of lye in the backyard.
I mean,
So
I will try everything once.
Okay. Splat.
I don't want to eat that.
I'm like looking
Okay.
at it, and you're
Black.
like, you have to do this. You have to not use silverware with it because
Lutefisk.
it tarnishes silverware because it's acid.
I will have some tea. Now I'm you.
Woo!
I do speak best.
welcome to
So-
7C, everybody.
So I could just be speaking to him in his language.
Bad act.
I have brought more jam.
Ooh. What?
Yeah.
Slather.
Oh, fish.
Oh, that stuff. Oh,
Yeah.
I will be trained from that.
Did you
The
not
stuff,
have
the
jam
stuff that
be water
melts
hanging out in
non-silver
the Katani bucket or
Pulls out
whatever
a
it was?
second jar. Goes. Do you want to try the
Of
jam?
course she is.
Oh no, that's the weird.
Yep.
It's jam.
No.
No, you don't want to see his blood. Okay.
Yeah, I've never
Yes.
actually eaten this before.
It's just food. What is with your food?
Well, I don't understand.
What is with your food?
We have so much.
My food is
It is to keep our hammer space
It
going.
is good for
Don't you know how
Chris,
magical girls work?
that's why they put it in the
Which is funny because you're the one with an actual transformation. Although you don't get cool sailor cutie outfit with it. It's just all fur.
Nice.
What's this house like?
So for those of you who are moving the house, which is all of you,
Show me blueprint.
this is criminal
Free
blueprint.
points, right? Not free.
Yeah.
Points.
You can have as many of those as you want as long as you got points for them.
This is a modest homestead, modest based on you know how the upper class lives in
Ah.
San Felipe.
Sick.
So wait,
Fancy
this
dicks.
is more modest than what I had. Well, not me, my husband had. 'Cause I own everything I'm a fate with. I have rights.
No, it's different. It's a little bit more crammed because it's you know like it's sort of built on like 2 stories. Yours was more spacious. But it's a nice little house. There's a little backyard
It's like a Tuscan home.
with a shed where there's a spot that looks like there used to be a forge in there, but most of the equipment is in disrepair and looks like it hasn't been used for a little while. But it's a
Thinking
little
of making it old. I was going to make it a screen check.
Is there a garden?
What are you going to do? With
There is a back area. It's pretty bare bones. Like I said, there's the little like shed sort of area, and
Go
the grass is
3/4?
very well maintained, but there's not too much in the ways of gardening.
I get the
grass.
So,
Next to a
Jenya
window.
goes outside periodically. She spends most of her time outside if they're not doing something,
Mhm.
and she's actually
So
planting
outside
seeds.
salts,
Right.
tubes and
Like,
acres and
Wow,
glasses.
very
She's
nice.
creating a
corner that's
garden,
like
and
knives
she speaks to the
and
plants every
dead animals
day,
and-
and waters them, and
There's
Yeah.
some space. It's not the home is not immediately adjacent to other houses, right? Like it's not like a row home. You have like a little perimeter, and you actually find out after moving in that the house actually has 2 people tending to it. Augustina is the cook. Um, Basically, that's her main duty is preparing meals. If you do engage with her, she'll tell you that while this was Madame Salvador's property, they kept tenants in there periodically, like just roomers or people that were business partners of Salvador that stayed in town for a little bit could use the facilities. So she was primarily tending to the food. She's this short, stocky little lady, about 50 or so years, right? She's usually in and around the kitchen and the larder, and the rest of the duties in the house are actually handled by the caretaker slash butler, Xavier, an old, constantly cranky looking Montaigne gentleman.
uh-oh.
there's the self-insert character.
Uh-oh, indeed.
That's what I was going to say.
Every time he's around, Jenya just openly glares at him.
Oh.
And it's just like, no. And like if he comes near, she leaves. Like, she won't be in the same room with him.
Smells like a person. She doesn't like your people.
So like, I feel like because of my background, I'm semi-used to the concept of taking care of a household. I'd probably at least try to talk to him and see, where are we as far as stocks and like things.
He
I think we're constantly arguing with what's her name.
Augustina.
Yeah. She's an example.
Is she Castilian?
yes.
Me and her getting heated arguments.
Lots of shouting and theater in that kitchen.
Yes.
In various.
Okay, me.
Yeah.
Take pity upon us, not French people. How do you spell that name?
It's Xavier.
Thank you.
It's the exact same spelling as in
Oh.
It's Javier, but it's French, so it's Xavier.
Xavier.
Remember? 3 times the letters, quarter the pronunciation.
That's right. He's
Give up partway through.
Yes.
I just
since
call him
you're
Javier.
engaging with him, he answers questions. He is very keen on the house guests not taking on any of the house maintenance tasks. He's pretty terse when you talk to him. Not impolite, never impolite, but there's always, like a hint of I'm grumpy.
It's like Carson.
But yeah, so he always mentions that he appreciates the questions, though he is like, we're fine. We're good. You don't need to worry yourself with that.
I'm not worrying. I am gathering information.
He'll actually give you a full tour and talk about the facility if you request it, right? But yes, he looks like he's in his 60s, probably pushing on the 70. Yet he handles pretty much all of the house maintenance tasks. So yes, Salvadora has basically made them available for you for as long as you stay in the house. They answer to you. After a couple of days, you do receive communications from Salvadora saying that whenever you feel you're settled and you have sufficiently tended to the task that you wanted to tend, if you're looking for another opportunity to make some coin, she has a few tasks that could use your help.
Well, I have like a thing. So I was telling you in the car that I wanted to find a place to work, and I'm basically like trading a seamstress / like things with fiber. I do those things basically.
So you're looking to get employed?
Yeah, because I want to earn my own keep too.
All right.
And it's just a daily work. She waits by the Home Depot.
And never gets paid because she just does it.
Yeah.
That's
right.
Because it's kindness.
He comes in and there's a big shipment.
And you're paying it forward.
I think people do actually pay her on occasion, but I'm sure there's lots of people that just take advantage of it. Yeah, no, that's straight out like, oh yes.
They feel like the good people though, they will pay you back in some way, and I mean not good money.
Well, that's her idea, because good people.
So
Good people.
how do you go about that? Do you actually go ask about town?
Now I'm not sure.
I mean, I feel like I would go and I would try to avoid the places I know that I'm being looked for and go more towards like, well, kind of like I'm trying to go more common than like rich areas to look for that kind of stuff.
Okay.
I also want to find new clothes, like besides.
Sure. Roll me a straight wits roll.
I don't have a good score. That's a 13. There's nothing there.
13?
That's one
Not
though.
very bright.
Yeah.
Do you express any of this to the rest of the household, or are you doing this like
Oh,
lone
Yeah,
wolf
you
status?
should.
I mean, I'll tell people that I'm going out to look for work because I'm used to having something to do besides wait for work to come to me.
It's good to be industrious, yeah.
And I'll probably tell like, okay, I'm going this direction.
You don't mention wanting new clothes or like what you're doing
New
it
clothes,
for?
yeah. I said like I work as a seamstress. I want to work in that field again, and maybe earn enough that I can have new clothes besides use rags.
Oh, you need some right now?
Sure. I would
Hold
prefer-
on. And I go upstairs and I come back down with a pouch and I go, stop off and get something nice. And I hand you a pouch of gold.
How much gold?
It's a good little sack. It's not crazy, but it's like
It'll get her a nice outfit.
it's like this or a few decent ones. Yeah.
I look at it and I'm like, I'm not owned by anyone. Please take your money back. I will earn my own.
It is a gift. You have no need to pay back, nor do I expect anything other than the camaraderie which we are exhibiting.
Fish.
I would rather not. If you want to pay me, then pay me in something that you do for me, not money. Walk out the door.
Can I have it?
Straight up.
What do you need it for? You have all those fancy glass beakers.
Well, I need more.
I have the beakers, I don't have the things to put
I do keep spilling all over the floor. I slide the pouch over and I pull out like 4 and I go, get buckets.
Oh, are we starting to cheer now?
She takes it.
Don't forget the slut board.
Oh, there we go.
Oh my God, no! No!
It begins.
No!
It's too late. Sorry,
Plural buckets, not the bucket.
It begins.
Not my
How long have you
bucket.
been in the house?
2 days.
And already this is going on.
Already.
Jenny has completely torn apart the entire back area and is
Yeah,
planting a nice little garden.
Jenya, you're really unsatisfied with the way this looks back there. The grass is all patchy, and it's not. There's no like weeds or anything, but it's
Nothing
not.
to grow.
Jimena.
What
Jimena,
Okay.
would you like to spend some money?
Like,
Oh wait, I'm sorry, Rabbit. What are you?
that's what I was trying to ask her.
Are you a dude? Or a girl?
She's a girl.
A girl?
The dean, yeah.
Yeah. I asked both of you if you'd like to spend some money.
Why?
I was like, what does that sound mean?
I slide the pouch back over and I go, I will give you this money if you buy her some clothes so she stops complaining.
What shopping?
I'd hoped I'd get that reaction, yeah.
All right.
Tell
So,
her they're gifts from you.
before you leave, Jenya comes in and she's been rifling through her backpack and pulls out this big chunk of really nice fur and says, "If you find them a large bush, I want one." And gives you the fur.
Is someone flashing?
I'm pretty sure mine's pretty large. I'm gonna tell you.
Bring me a large green bush.
Okay, mine's not green though.
Yeah. A bush?
A shrubbery?
I look for Herbert.
Yes, a plant. Big green plant.
I'll say. Okay.
Hand you the fur. Because we deal in bartering.
That's right.
She just kind of stares at it.
If you go to the docks, 3rd stall from left,
She's
they
like,
will take it.
I don't want to go for
Well,
bad people are at the docks.
I reach into a different pouch and pull out 5 coins and I go,
who buys the fur?
I will go to the docks.
Oh, baby, dad again.
Thank you for seeing
Did not take long.
Did I find you this time?
I'm not the GM daddy. I guess I'm just daddy.
so I was brushing my teeth, so I couldn't talk while it was happening. But I wanted to say that during the adjusting period before moving on to next jobs, what Evine was doing was asking around, collecting stories innocently and slipping in, trying to find out what the turnover in this sort of work is, and maybe if not necessarily the work, where they're living, how many often do you get new residents and such.
Oh,
Sure.
yeah.
If you ask, you'll see that it tends to be fairly sporadic. They tend to get more people during certain seasons. So, during the warmer months, it tends to be a bit more common. Trade more open during those months. Primarily people from Bodache, a rare few Molteng. Those relationships are still pretty tense. They've hosted people from as far as Western Manavenyar, who have stayed in the house for sometimes prolonged periods of time, but that it's been, it's pretty far from home over there. They basically have to go around the entire landmass in order to reach them. You also find that a few of your countrymen have stayed in the home as well. So Salvador has ties that goes all the way to Avalon, but those are, much rarer. Augustina does let slip if you ask her about it that this is something that Salvador is trying to remedy, building more inroads with the Queen of Avalon.
Okay.
I get up Javier and I'm like, here is a fur. I'm sure it was from a great beast. I think this should be vended and put towards the household.
So you better make sure she doesn't catch him with it.
Who do you hand it
stole
to?
it.
Huh?
Who do you hand it to?
Javier or Xavier.
Oh no.
Xavier. I'm like, Xavier, can you go sell this, please?
Yes, monsieur. Will do.
Thanks.
He just starts to fold it and roll it into a bundle, and starts to go outside to prepare the horse and carriage.
And then I repaint.
We've been there 2 days, and it's like, all right, I'm rolling the
He's fucking gone!
putting wallpaper everywhere.
Nice.
Paneling. Paneling.
I love
It reminds me
like
of my boat.
Yes,
Okay.
I will get to that
Okay.
because it looks like you might be traveling in a group.
Oh. Oh. Wow. I'm just like.
We gotta go.
So, you're looking for a place where you can buy stuff, and also you might be able to
Totally
look.
doing that behind the back.
And you might be able to look for a place to work at.
Like me, I want to be able to find work, but potentially somewhere I could also get material for myself.
Right. So
Because I
the
find
best
clothes.
spot you find for that is, a little bit further away from where the heat is, as well as, having like a couple of shops and a decent enough trade quarters. You find a couple of places that are closer to the slums. These places are less reputable, and as you look into them, you're kind of like, I'm not sure if that's a real company or just a front for some shady business. So I don't know. They might be wrapping corpses and carpets in there. I'm not quite sure.
It's alright.
Good time.
So you actually find a shop owned by a lady called Juanita in the flower quarters, which is basically sort of a bit of a melting pot, and the area where there's the biggest delegation of New World expatriates. So that place is sort of booming. There's all sorts of ethnic foods all over the place. So if you want to,
I'm interested in learning some new techniques too. If there's people from other countries.
yeah, it's
Chicken.
Mhm.
He said New World. I'm like, yeah, rum.
Yep. It's a place where the Prophet Sword sort of struggles to keep close tab on things because there's just people from all over the place, right? And it's booming.
This is called corn. It's going to be in every.
Right?
Okay.
So that's the best lead you found with your role.
It should go more to like. Wait. No, I don't know if I want to just flash it just for that.
Are you all going together, or are you doing separate business at this point?
I think we probably walk down together.
I'm staying home.
But we don't
Stay
want
home.
we
You
don't
gave
want
money
her
back.
to know that we're buying her clothes.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll go with him.
All right.
And so,
You're walking out. Jania, you're staying home?
yeah, I'm
All right.
houseworking.
So you two are.
Oh, I'm
Yeah, I have
working.
to
Very
kind
good.
of push.
But Karen Hodges?
Bring to me a strawberry.
You need to find her. The shrubber.
Oh, do you? But Eventually, you'll get there eventually.
Okay.
Don't worry about it. That's what Anna was asking me earlier. Same thing, same thing.
All right. So most of you hit the flower quarters. It is busy and bustling. There's a lot of people speaking a lot of languages that you do not understand. You're actually not far from the big archway that leads into the New World delegation. And you know that this is one of the biggest contingents of it in the there's some pretty big inroads which a lot of trade companies are trying to break into.
Oh yeah.
Because that could basically bring some pretty lucrative contracts with New World folks. So yeah, what are you looking for exactly?
Well, they want a shrub.
And me, I would basically look for,
Hinge.
like, I mean, if not like clothing stores, like people who are actually like outside, either weaving or doing thinning or whatever.
Well, if you investigate the shop that you were looking at, you do find a lot of that there. So it looks like it's a seamstress house. They also have raw materials. There's an old lady outside. And when I say old, like, she almost looks like a mummy.
Grandma Coco.
She's just outside, just wrapped in a shawl, and she's at a spinner. You're not quite sure that she can see. She looks a little bit like a turtle. Like her face is all scrunched up, and you know, her eyes looks like they're closed, but she's spinning like nobody's business.
Nice. I approach her and I say, I'm new in town and I'm looking for work. I am a seamstress. I know, blah 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 techniques. I don't know. I don't actually know how to do these things myself.
Right?
And I've definitely
Oh, he's
like
getting out his,
spun
getting out his weaving
actual
book. Oh.
raw material. I have made that into cloth, and I've made the cloth into clothing. I just have some work.
No reaction whatsoever.
Okay, then I just sit and wait. I watch her work until she takes a break.
She's sort of in the zone.
I mean, I kind of get it.
She doesn't seem to notice you.
I mean, I'll sit there, but I'll also watch, like, if there's other people coming and going, like, are there other people working inside, just kind of getting a feel for the shop.
You take a seat next to a basket that seems filled with like raw wool. And you're just like sitting there, and you sit there for a long time, like you're just watching this lady work. At some point, she seems to run out of material, and she reaches for this basket, and her hand, little bony hand, actually like touches your leg as she reaches for the basket, and that lady just jumps about like 1 foot in her seat, and just lets out this high-pitched yell.
My apologies. I was waiting for you to be done with your work. I was here wanting to do some work myself, but you are in need of assistance.
You hear a shrill, "What? Who are you?"
My name is Marilena. And
What?
I say louder. My name is Marilena, and I am looking for work.
Why are you creeping on people?
I'm not trying to creep on people, as you are saying. I'm simply trying to be polite.
How long have you been there?
I don't know, how long was it?
You were there like about 15 minutes.
50 or
Oh,
15 minutes.
Oh, a few minutes.
Why didn't you say anything?
I did, but you were busy. and I waited until you were not.
I didn't hear anything.
I apologize for that. I didn't know that it would startle you. I did not want to do that.
See, you kids don't know. When I was younger, the world was louder.
I believe that.
I understand as best I can with my young age. But
So, now that you're done trying to murder me,
yes, not that I wanted to.
what is it you said you wanted?
I'm looking for some work, and I've worked as a seamstress before, and I would like to earn some coins.
Give me your hands.
I give the hands.
She grabs. She lifts them above their head now.
Your hands detach from your arms. And look, and you're just
Like two anime rocket fists.
That's weird.
No, she grabs your hands, and her hands are like tiny, right? Like she has like really thin little hands, and she just like presses in them, like her thumbs just dig into your hands, and she's touching like your fingers, and then like her face just turns up to you, right? Like her eyes are still pretty shut. She's like, "Are you sure?"
Sure, of course.
Those don't seem like seamstress hands to me.
Well, I am a little bit out of practice. Please.
So, what are you gonna ask for? Crazy amounts of money? I'm not rich.
No, I do not want crazy amounts of money. I just want something busy to do with my hands and a little bit of coin, perhaps, for food.
You wouldn't happen to have something that you worked on that I could touch?
Yes. Wait, did they even get to bring anything with me?
Sure.
Okay, yeah. I bring something out. It was probably like an extra change of clothes I had.
She actually takes it into her hands and she's touching, and you see her like pull a little bit of the seams, and she's sort of playing with it a bit. Yeah, it's all right.
sick. She's impressed.
That's probably as impressive as she'll ever get.
Seams are weak.
Teach me something.
I am open to learning more.
Are you really?
Yes, I am. And if you will work me hard, I will take what you have to give me.
I'll hold you to that, you know?
I'm sure you will.
As it so happens, I just lost a seamstress who actually said the same thing and then got fed up.
I also have a very cute grandson.
That's right.
He's single.
Yeah, he's 63.
Oh dear.
He's missing one eye, but it's fine. The
Probably
other
not.
one is nice.
He doesn't need it.
I'm
Look at him sideways. He's adorable. You're willing to pull your own weight, work hard, for 4 guilders a day.
Thank you. I will work hard so that you do not get it.
Oh, we'll see to that. What did you say your name was again?
My name is Marilena.
What?
Marilena. You can call me Lena.
I'll call you what I want.
You can indeed.
Good. You show up tomorrow, crack of dawn.
Yes, I will.
It's already late in the day. Now, if you don't mind, just roll. I'm gonna go. Yeah, basically, she's like, I'm gonna go and take a nap, and she sits and spins the wheel. But
While napping.
looks like she eventually the wheel just stops spinning, and she's just asleep.
Might as well be dead.
That's right. You actually don't quite know. She's very still.
This is concerning.
Can I read her now that she's sleeping?
You can.
I mean, not that they could tell either way. Like, I don't actually have to do anything for this except spend a thing. I need a book. Do you have a book? I have a book. Want your book? Oh, yes.
I'm not the fan of this weather. There's too much sun.
Yeah. It's also humid as fuck right now.
I must say, I agree. I'm not here.
No, yeah.
It's alright.
I'm sitting on a stool outside the shed,
Yeah.
like prepping a tusk, watching you butter.
Okay, it doesn't really need your phone.
The sun is high today, but it is a good day. The earth, she is pliable.
That's always good when she's pliable.
So basically, I just
She is
activated it.
pliable. It's not
Yeah.
Yeah.
1 second, I'm just trying to find the. Oh, it is?
I mean, no, it's not Earth. It's
Yeah. What is it?
You're basically trying to read her.
Thea's the
Her
Yeah.
feelings.
Thea is the continent. Theus is the god.
Well, what do we call the ground? The earth.
You can still just call it Earth. I mean, Earth just means ground.
For you, it's
Soil.
mother.
Yeah, the mother is giving today.
It's
Mhm.
soil.
There you
It's
go.
dirt.
Yeah, like you said, for me, it's mother.
It's Matushka.
It's always good. when-
Even if I'm not in Usara, she is always with me.
The wise men in my village say when the women are giving, it is a good day.
Goes, you must have lots of things if the women are always giving.
They are not, which is why it's a good thing when they are.
The women must be nice.
So must the men.
All right. For your record, her virtue is the magician, willful, and her hubris. So it now lost it. Is reunion, bitterness.
I don't do anything with it. I just wanted to see it.
The strengths are strong.
Really?
Yeah.
Wait, I can also see, like, is she attached to anybody in the vicinity?
Not in the vicinity,
Okay.
but you see strands emanating from her, and these fuckers are long, like just extending, out into the ether.
Mostly in the same direction, or?
Yeah,
Is that the thing?
similar direction, sort of northwards.
Okay.
All right. Meanwhile, the other two are out shopping. Like I said, it's a bustle. There's contingents from almost every other nations. You see traders from all the major trading nations represented there. Like I said, there's the New World contingent. You see a couple enclaves of Asuran barterers.
They would have taken the
Yeah. Most people have
I don't know these things.
most people have stalls, but like these people have like tents. Outside are like just whole chickens just hanging by the feet, right? Like, and they're just working on that. You see some folks from the Samartian Commonwealth sort of discussing, exchanging what looks like books and scrolls and like little things in a language that you don't quite know. And there's a couple contingents of Eisen folks, either selling weaponry, so weapons, armor, you know, and a couple what looks like booths from mercenary companies. And Jimena, you do recognize a few of the names from those companies. Some are some of the, you know, higher ranked in San Felipe. You know, people who take high risk or complicated jobs. Basically, mercenary bands that have earned a pretty solid reputation locally. Yeah.
Any shrub?
Sure.
See,
You actually find plans in the New World Enclave. There's a couple of folks there. It's almost like a curio sort of shop because they're plans you have never seen before.
Ooh.
where do you come from? It's green. See? I'm asking you.
Amanda. Rabbit.
What?
Where do you come from?
Oh,
Yeah.
that was not in character. Oh, the Green Isles of Innismore.
I don't know what fucking actor is coming out of my body right now.
So this game is actually like very current because everybody's a secret Russian. Everybody's secretly a Russian.
Yeah, whatever. So I'm just like, this is my
Russian
accent.
adjacent.
Yeah, it's all
It's an accent I do.
it's all Asuran Secret Service in me.
As it should be.
Man, the certain fit witches, what?
Dude, that shit would be strange.
Uh-huh.
But you are more familiar with the plants than whatever than I am.
This is true.
Unless I want to play.
I can handle the search for the shrub if you'd like to handle the fashion.
Okay.
So if you go to that little curio shop, like you see little like plants, the gentleman there is sort of leaning against one of the wooden posts of their little shop stall, smoking a big pipe and just sort of watching. He's sort of brown skinned, wearing some weaved fabric, just looking at the both of you with some bemusement as you're looking at the plans. And he finally, after expunging a big billow of smoke, just asks you, "Are you ladies looking for something in particular?"
Oh, something green. So it seems you have that in abundance.
"Well, I got plenty of green." And he sort of gestures around. I mean, tobacco's really popular right now.
I've never seen some of these sorts of plants before. Fascinating.
She said she wanted a bush.
Well, you know, you got some shrubbery right here, and he just leads you towards like a very fern-like sort of plant. I mean, I guess I think that sort of qualify.
Do you have anything that spreads wide and tall?
All right.
This is when you start looking at plants.
Yeah.
Like a lad trying to explain something to a lady.
This is where that's what she said is strong. So you're looking for a bush that spreads wide. I gotcha.
Deadpan.
Yeah.
Puff, puff.
He leads you to sort of a
Aren't we all miss? Aren't we all?
Right? Yeah, if you find one, let me know.
So rare.
I think those are in the red light district.
Oh, there's some around here too.
Oh, I'm so good.
It actually leads you towards like a plan that looks like a little bit more tree-y, right? Like it's short, but you know, it has like tiny little branches and like rows of leaves, sort of, you know, going like symmetrically. It was like if you plant that and you leave it unchecked, it will spread. That one will spread pretty much everywhere.
Perfect. I will take it.
No, yeah, that was
All right.
Just gonna rouge her.
2 guilders will be fine for that.
She reaches chances of money.
Perfect. Thank you, miss.
There,
And he just
fire.
picks it up, and you know the branches are sort of
Because
pulling apart, and it's a nice little clay pot.
prestigious.
There you go.
Yeah.
Thank you kindly. And she awkwardly carries it away, not being able to see over it.
Yeah, that plant is not conductive to being in crowds. It's sort of split like that, like you're holding the
Yeah.
clay pot in your hands.
Like, sorry.
Oh my God, you're totally the best spy. You're just carrying her around the bush.
That's right. Just drop and hide. Where'd she go?
Yes.
All there is this potted plant.
I'm fighting the urge to tiptoe.
And then the little
Do you
tickle
hear like
ivory
xylophones?
sound.
Yes,
Do you hear
You have to like
xylophones?
tiptoe quickly over to one side and then squat.
that's right.
Like stand up and tiptoe quickly to the other
Yeah.
side and squat.
So it really just looks like a floating pot with like feet.
That's right. Pretty sure we haven't been followed, boss, but like everybody has these squat little plants now. I see them everywhere.
Boy, bush lass.
Oh, that's an unfortunate name. I don't think I like this.
Yeah.
Okay.
You brought this upon us.
So,
Now we have to get close. It's the O's that are fucking me up.
My name is Liz, and I was born here. I'll leave it.
I'm
so
What is the most garish? Like, where the brightest colors are
No,
is exactly
I've
where
seen it.
Ximena is
Hold on.
looking.
There's a woman dressed in it in one of these.
Like-
Hold on, let me find it.
Let's see.
Mhm.
This one.
That one?
Not quite on that level. Not so, because that's Montaigne all over itself.
Yep.
Yeah.
Take that, but make it all Spanishy looking.
Yeah.
Like,
You
but
shop
there's just, like,
around.
the shawls with the fringe hanging off the
Yeah,
side
yeah,
of it.
yeah.
There's
You-
polka dots and shit.
You shop around a little bit, and you know, a few of them are not quite garish enough for your taste. They're like
No.
too many earth tones. That's not quite what I'm looking for. And then you come across this shop that has no, it's reds and like bright ass yellows and shiny shit all over the place.
I'm so glad all I asked for was a bush.
Hey, I didn't even ask for anything. I'm just gonna be like, what is this thing?
It has a
Nelly?
No, that's the princess of you.
Oh, it's pretty deep. Cool.
This is pretty good.
and like bright greens and you know ruffles everywhere, right?
Oh yeah.
That's it.
And then it's like, oh, this is so pretty, and this is so pretty, and there's sounds. She's basically buying all the things she wants.
Of course.
But then being like,
Yep.
could this be here? I don't know.
You're-
If it doesn't, I can get it. Yeah.
you
It's okay.
As long as
It's
not
okay.
too fall.
Okay.
Yeah.
I like how you dropped 6 octaves.
yeah. Get
I
like the
really want
horse.
something, and I have the voice.
Oh yeah. Yeah, there's a couple. Yeah, there
And
it is.
Junochi needs the matching bullets.
She needs the jewels.
That's right.
Fuck it. The only.
Oh, there's garish jewelry.
Fine.
Ximena the
Fine.
Chula.
Do it.
There's a lot of garish jewelry. Like a lot of it.
Like costume jewelry.
Yeah.
Oh,
Like a lot of it is not precious stones, but it's shiny as shit.
it's all fake, which means it's all cheap, which means we want to buy all of it. No. Say.
I'm certainly glad you're the expert.
Tending to your every news, just bringing
I
you
have a
stuff.
friend.
After a while, one of them is just like, what about this? And he's bringing like these like head shawls and stuff. And it's like, look at this one. Oh, this one goes with your eyes.
Blanca, Blanca, Blanca.
The bush saunters over.
Yep. They pay no attention to the bush eyes.
What about you?
I seem to know nothing about this topic.
You know something. Come on, this one?
Sure.
Yeah, she starts trying them on. She's like, how about this?
Yes, quite fetching.
What do you think the lady would like? Don't remember her name at this moment. But we have fine clothes for her.
Somewhere else, I sneeze.
Yep.
It's okay. I got it.
We get them all.
Yeah.
She pulls out like there's like a bright red like underdress and then like a bright ass blue like overskirt and like a black and like flowered floral
Yeah.
shawl.
There's little fake pearls on.
Oh
it.
yeah. Gets her a hairnet with the little pearls on
Yep.
it.
All you have to do is say that you need help, and I'll dispose of it for you.
So there's like a fire in the backyard.
Honestly,
Oh,
to
no,
be
no,
fair,
fire in the backyard.
I probably wouldn't do that. I'd probably
Well, I'll
undo
know.
all
Oh,
the
yeah, you'll
stitches and make it into
Then I'll just
something
get the
else.
fire out.
Mhm.
Like,
But you're grabbing at this point. You got the shop's full attention. Like this lady is just buying a ton of shit.
it's
This
a pretty
gentleman,
woman, only it's not for
Yeah.
me.
this gentleman, like is coming in and he's seeing that you're carrying like
You're
a
dropping bills.
fancy sword. And he's like, look at this, and then he brings you like the most garish sword ever with fake gems in it, like
No. I have a sword already.
at the clothes shop. So you know, having used it, that sword is probably gonna shatter the first time you use it against
Don't
something.
come over here with your fake ass sword. Okay.
I'm like, this is my real soul.
Okay.
Where's your letters?
This is a knife.
You see the two of them, like he goes to put back the sword, and you see the two of them, and he's like, too much.
Dial it back.
You're right. I tried.
I need all of these, and I need them packaged, please.
Yes, no, absolutely, we'll do. They're just like scurrying around and then making like a little tally.
Mm-hmm.
You know, as the sheet is getting longer, like you see them like, you know, getting more and more jubilant.
How much?
25 guilders.
I don't think I gave you that much.
You didn't,
No.
but it's fine.
Yeah.
Okay. Tell you what. You go in the back. Find me the nicest thing you have. Please.
What? No.
Oh.
It's on. They're basically both brought by this. Almost like it's a race, right?
Did they both?
Yep.
Oh, we're gonna use the plan. You can use the plan.
I don't get a plan.
Oh, great! And then I'm gonna wear this,
And
then
that
they're
fucking
gonna
French
eyeshadow
dude is
it,
hanging out
and
with my fur.
That's not the story.
Blanca, do you have pockets?
Yes.
Okay, here.
I mean, as a matter of fact, you do.
You could put some in the bush. No, check the bush.
Should I take some of the jewels? Bush.
Oh my goodness!
takes
So great.
She only takes.
You hear,
She gets like something like a dress and a scarf, but only as much as she has money left for.
sure.
She doesn't steal for the most part.
I mean, those ones just fell into the
Yeah,
pan.
she
You
mostly.
hear a couple clanks as like jewelry and stuff is tossed into the clay pot.
And I would like to say that she sees this as doing a noble service that no one else will be able to buy these things, and
That's-
therefore it is justified.
I mean, you provided the perfect opportunity to throw that jewelry into a pot of shrubbery.
Okay. She takes some stuff, throws the money she has with her in, and then just kind of. Well, not all of it. She probably took more than she actually paid for.
You
She just
start,
paid for it.
you start to hear from the back of the stall, like you see the shuffle of the curtain, and you see both of them sort of carrying this dress that is like black and gold, like shimmering gold, like shiny ass, and they're both carrying it, and you're hearing smile, and they're both sort of rushing to the front,
They must make me.
Yeah.
and they're like, "Church, this is it.
So, however many
Look at
times
this.
her.
So beautiful. It looks so beautiful on you." And the other one, like, is sort of like going to the side. It's like, "Oh yes, oh yes, oh yeah, I can see it. I can see it."
But it's not for
What?
me.
Oh, it's not.
No.
Well, I'm sure it will look great on your friend.
Mhm.
Of course, of course.
What friend? I'm just a bush.
I mean, this is really
How
nice.
the plant talks.
But you have like maybe something not black.
Yeah, no, yeah, I think we do. We both rush out once again.
There you
Some more stuff in her purse.
go. Sure.
Okay, Blanca. Now we have to go. Now, before they come back.
She says as she's walking out the door.
Like yesterday.
All right, roll me a finesse plus hide as you're now hurrying pace and trying to blend into the crowd as you're carrying a big ass bush.
So,
1,
Look.
2,
Okay.
3. I got 3.
so
3.
11th generation, plus the half.
So just go up 12 boxes.
Oh, that's Grace as me.
What was the difficulty?
Oh, it's raises, so you form groups of 10.
Oh, that's right. I forgot.
It's fine. And we're white wolfing at this table.
Sorry. The game is tomorrow, and I am behind.
Okay, she's 1, 2, 5.
Oh, I was like, I just fill out the that, and then I erase it.
3.
I know,
3?
but I tried to support that.
You haul ass away from the little stall and just merge into the crowd. Somehow, yeah, a Spanish lady and a shrub on legs just managed to blend into the crowd, unnoticed, as you hear in the back, getting further and further away. Where'd she go? Where'd she go? Where's all this stuff? And then,
have a couple more.
yes, yes. Well,
Sound.
and the sound gets further and further away as you manage to make a clean break
A bunch of things.
out of the quarters, but you hear more and more commotions. Actually, Marilena, as you're walking back from the seamstress shop, you actually hear some of that. There's some commotion along the stalls. And as you pass by, you see 2 male attendants. There's a few things on the counter. There's some money there. and they're both. There was other things. I don't know. We just went in there. It can be very far, right? Like, and they're, scurrying around the front of the stall and trying to find somebody, obviously.
I don't know what that's about, so I don't pay attention.
Some people are gathering, some people are trying to help.
Do I actually see
mentor
Eugene and another?
As you start to make your way back towards the house, which I suppose this is where you're headed, you eventually see them. Though they are walking at a pretty brisk pace, both of them, and Evine is carrying a big plant in a clay pot.
so we can do this.
Right. And I just walk at my own pace.
Okay.
Oh yeah, no, they're walking briskly, so you see them sort of distancing. I don't think they've seen you.
Yeah,
But, like,
I don't really ask.
Day ends at 5. If you guys
I don't think it has
can
anything
show
to do
up
with
at
me.
4.
Okay. Eventually, you guys do make it to the house, and Marilyn, you make it to the house a little bit after them. With a potted plant, some bought goods, and a bunch of pilfered goods.
You're gonna take the books with you tomorrow, or you know what? I am
What?
Yes.
Oh, you make it back to the home
Okay.
eventually with
A little
your
tired.
bought goods and your pilfered goods.
Osa! That's what she calls me.
No.
You see
I'm
Augustina
waiting
peek
for a
her
second-
head out
second round.
of the larder. What's that?
Not you. Osa!
Miss, when there wasn't so much yelling in this house.
She pulls up and like dirt everywhere and oh, you found one.
Say.
Yes.
Did you take all the stuff out of it though?
The pot jingles as you pick it up.
Yeah.
You
One
hear-
second. Pulls all the stuff out.
This magic bush.
Magic bush.
Say.
I had to yield her for every time someone told me it was magical.
Irena saying the opportunity second. Yes.
It was a good part. It got you much good. And she just happily trots outside.
She's.
I mean,
I'm going to follow her and explain it is not a magic bush, but it does spread.
It's beautiful.
I'm not gonna say like half to myself. I had a very productive day, and then I go to my room.
Not as productive as others, apparently.
Yeah. Yeah, the rooms are not, they're not huge rooms. They're like, roomers' rooms, but there's space, there's, a couple of cabinets and dressers and they're comfortable enough. They're like decent size, like a decent inn room.
Kimana goes up to her room, lays out all of her swag, and thinks about what she wants to give to the box lady. And what she wants to keep for herself.
Oh, I'm box lady. That's
For
fine.
now, until she finds out what she really
That's right.
Oh yeah, and then I'm like heretic lady.
is. Then you're La Bruja.
All right.
But let's try.
So I see the fern come back.
Oh yeah.
Or I see the fern arrive. And I go, oh good. And then I walk into the house and I don't see, or I don't really see anyone. Like everyone's gone back to their rooms.
Marilena went to her room, I think.
I'm outside with.
Back outside.
Yeah. Both of them are outside. Jimena's in her room too.
Ah.
Laying down swag.
Well, if I don't hear anyone complaining or chittering, then I guess all is well. So
All the women are happy.
okay,
Yeah.
For now.
yeah, okay, good.
Don't get used to it.
Right.
Kimana gets stuff together, goes to find Arlena.
Okay. I mean, I'm just sitting in my bed.
Knocks on your door.
Oh! Open the door.
Housekeeping.
You were in such a hurry when I saw you. I
You knew that was
was
gonna
walking back. But I didn't feel like catching up. I figured we had something else going on.
I got you these.
You got me these. Are they still wrapped up and stuff? Or?
No,
Okay.
not anymore. Well, they never got wrapped.
Oh, right. You had to leave.
Because
They
we
got wrapped.
Okay.
ceremonies.
Okay. But why?
Because you needed new clothes. So I
Yeah.
got you some.
These are bright as shit.
You'll never lose yourself in the crowd.
Thank you.
De nada. Here. And she starts, it's like, oh, I got you these.
Oh, this is too much. You
Is the hair dancing?
Nah.
Oh,
It's a gift. It's fine. It's a gift.
all right. Take.
Pearls and.
Oh yeah, it's gaudy as shit.
If you got, you got my colors.
No. It's okay. If you don't want them, just get them back. It's fine. Yeah? Put them on. I got them for you.
I will see.
Okay.
Close the door. Oh.
Yeah.
Pretty much all that gaudy jewelry stuff was just like, nah, I'll get that.
Oh yeah.
I mean, some of the scarves might be serviceable.
She's hoping for it all.
Maybe I could just turn it inside out and it's left scattering me.
Tears it all apart, redoes it all.
I mean, that's what I plan to do, but I
Yeah.
really would only do that with a cloth.
You know, the jewelry is what it is. It's like wearing beacons.
Right. My Auntie Gracie.
Right.
I mean, I don't.
The one silver
I'm a
lining
married
you can
woman.
see.
I need dark colors. It's appropriate.
You know, the one thing you can see though is that shit is Castilian as fuck.
Until someone sees you wearing it and accuses you of stealing it.
A little different.
Don't go to that street for a while.
Don't walk that way.
I definitely think that I'm probably going to redo some of these, but like you get maybe like a couple of dresses back, and like you spend most of the scarves and a bunch of like pretty much all the jewelry, and I'm just like, oh, I think I will keep these ones.
Straight profit. Okay, everybody's back at the house.
You die yet? Just kidding.
Catch us fire.
Damn
It would.
Yeah.
It'd be my fault.
mean-
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anything else you'd like to take care of?
Still need to find opportunities to creep on people's arcana when they don't realize it, but I won't do it yet.
Good night, everyone.
Good night.
Anything to say?
I was like, you can creep up on Jenya's arcana all you want. She has no fucking idea about anything, anytime.
Yeah.
She's just
I mean-
living her best life right now.
Aw.
Meal time is probably the best time. Why do that?
Oh, Jenya wanting me? Well, no, because it's obviously that makes it okay. I'm like, she's wanting anything. He touched it.
Well, he doesn't cook.
That's what I mean. So the other one makes it, but yeah, like.
Yeah, he's pretty unobtrusive. Stays out of the
I
way.
have a question.
Yep.
Is there either a room or a spinning wheel in this house?
Not in the house.
Boo! I will have to. Wait, I don't know you stole anything.
No, you don't.
No.
Technically, I did not steal all of it.
She just got it heavily discounted.
Yes.
That's right. That's some money.
It was only a 4-finger discount.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
It's not all the fingers.
Yeah, I kept a finger. It's fine.
It's good. There's not one in the house, though. You can give item request to Xavier if you'd like something in the house that is not there, within reason.
Well, yeah.
But
I mean, I think basically what I would put down is either, I mean, if we could get like big appliances? No, that's not what you call those. Tools.
yeah,
Oh, like a loom or like a
Yeah.
wheel?
Like, that would be cool, but if not, then I'd be fine with a needle thread, really. I got plenty of cloth to work with.
you bring this up to
Yeah,
Xavier.
yeah.
He takes a few notes. And then he just looks back at you. Anything else, madame?
Nothing for now.
Thanks, Sally. Now we gotta buy the DLC, so it puts an add-on to the workshed so you can do crafting mini games.
That's right.
Mm-hmm.
That's right.
I mean, I'm already doing
Yeah.
chemistry games.
Yep. And now you have a guild house.
Games.
You have a guild
all
house,
the
so now you get to put
mini
crafting
games.
stations.
Amanda,
in
what's
it.
your mini game?
That music one.
Yeah.
A rhythm game.
Yeah, that's right. DDR. Yeah, so we got gardening, we got tailoring, we got alchemy.
Fishing.
Yeah, probably woodworking,
Bonework.
Whittling.
Oh, there you go.
bone and woodworking.
Jeez, we might as well just open a store at this point, shoot. We just don't have anyone to make glasses.
We are a bazaar.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. If you don't make any moves,
Yeah, we're waiting for that next gig.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Of course, I have somewhere to be, so I might be able to help you because old lady is going to be telling me to do stuff.
at dinner time that night, that he does come in at some point during dinner to announce, Madame Salvador would like to request your presence tomorrow to discuss a few opportunities she has lined up. She intends to offer you a choice of work. So if you are available, anytime after 10 in the morning will be fine.
I'll be here.
Simply let me know and I will get the carriage ready to take you to her residence. And he bows and gets out and lets you.
I think we should be there at 10 promptly. No?
But it's so early.
You should be there earlier in case he's trying to tamper with the horses.
You see him like wearing like a striped shirt, like, you know,
Loosening
sabotaging
the
the cart.
wheels.
Senor Nathaniel is nice.
You sleep with one eye open, you know.
Same. I was on a ship. You need to know your surroundings. You'll never sleep in.
There, you can get there whenever you like. I will be in the carriage by 9:45, so you can be there by 10.
Fine.
She can walk if she wants to, so fine.
Soon, everybody wakes up. It's like fucking the sun is barely cresting the hill. She's on the roof, like watching every little thing he does.
Right. You
Comes
hear,
down, shakes everything, touches the horses.
you hear the sound of loose gravel on the roof. And she's just like up there, like a flat on the roof. We're just like watching.
And her one's
Complete suspicion.
In 80 years, you'll be with the grandma from my prefective wedding.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
So nice.
Yes. Already there.
Sit over the long hair. Toast. It's the one big word I actually
All right.
have to say is form.
So we'll wake up with butt crack of dawn to watch
Yeah.
this fucker do his work.
Oh yeah, no, you're
What about
watching.
you, Blanca?
Make sure he's not fucking shit up.
You getting up?
I'm probably already in the carriage.
Honestly,
Nobody noticed.
I'm not there because I'm actually walking back to the car.
All right, that's right.
Don't tell anybody.
No.
No. Okay.
Wouldn't you need to like take a break or maybe tell her you're gonna be unavailable that day or?
Heck no. I told her she was gonna work me hard. That's what's happening. That's what she said.
You actually go real early in the morning to take care of that. So Juanita's actually up this time around, like in the shop. So she shows you around a little bit. You have like a dingy little workstation, plenty of material. She gives you directions and gives you a seemingly impossible quota. She does tell you 3-4 hours, sit. After that, it's lunchtime and it's nap time. If you're not done, I expect you here, crack of dawn. If you're done 3-4 hours, then you're not done. Then I dock your pay.
Understood. So yeah, I get on it. And as soon as she says sit, work, I work.
Fantastic. You spend your first waking hour about 9 o'clock in the morning.
She has her like prime work hours are like 9 to 1, and then it's
Oh, yeah,
siesta
yeah.
forever.
You're
All siesta to that.
that lady's impossibly old. You're thinking that 75% of her day is probably spent sleeping, just so she can just stay
She's
alive.
conserving her energy.
But yeah,
She's gonna go into torpor soon.
she does a shit. She does a shit ton of work. Yeah, she could be a Capadocian. She looks like it.
Right.
Straight out from the grave. If you didn't see her out in the sunlight, you'd be like, that's some bad juju. So yeah, by 9 a.m. you're pretty much done with your day's task, though
How hurt am I?
your fingers hurt.
Do I
quite
put
a bit.
any things in the death spiral?
No, not to that level, but
Okay.
your fingers are hurting until you get to the rhythm of this working at that pace. You're gonna be sore.
So was there like the 30-minute after talk where it's all about how my stitches were terrible and
Oh, there's plenty of that.
okay.
There's
I
plenty
weather
of that.
it.
In fact, she's outside, right? Like you're in the shop, her station is outside. We found her yesterday, and a couple of times while you're working, you hear like from outside the shop, "I'll pull the fabric like that, it'll damage it."
Is there anyone else working with him, or am I the only
You're the
one?
only one.
Got it. I see how this goes.
There is a very tired-looking gentleman that pokes his head in a couple of times during the morning that seems to do deliveries.
I see. Ooh. Can I ask him where he usually gets his stuff from?
If you stop him, he's like, "Oh yes, I do like a piece of parchment that has like a name and an address on there. That's a supplier.
Okay. I note it down and then do that.
Yeah, primarily with that shade thread.
Come back a little bit.
Yeah, so by 9 you're pretty much done with your.
Okay. Well, I walk back, my hands feeling like they're about to fall off.
That's right. By the time you get back, roll me a go wits plus notice.
These rolls. I need more wits apparently. I got nothing. Again.
You got none?
Yeah.
All of your dice together don't add up to 10?
I've got a 7, a 7, a 5, and a 1.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
you've got
So
at
2,
least
7.
one.
14 plus 6, that's 20.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know that. I thought it was 10 separately.
No.
No.
Oh,
You form groups of 10s.
huh. That's different than I thought I was working. Okay.
Yeah.
You got two.
Then 2.
Okay.
There you go. So it's not that hard to spot, but when you actually come in, you see a shape on the side of the roof. You see like Genya just like lying down, like watching the carriage like a hawk, while Xavier is just like, basically bringing the horses in and, getting them tied in, and she's watching that. She doesn't even see you. She's just looking down at the cart and the horses.
Fair.
So vigilant. Okay.
It kind of makes
Everyone's
me.
got a hobby.
It kind of makes me curious though. Like, are the horses? Is something wrong with the horses of the carriage?
No, you don't see anything out of the ordinary. Same old horses, same carriage.
Alright.
Xavier doesn't seem. If he has noticed her, he doesn't pay attention. He's just working.
Thing.
And apparently, my first day here is about, first few days here is all about dealing with cranky people. So this is normal. All this is normal.
Nothing unusual here. Business as usual.
And that's you.
Yeah, I think I knew rather enough.
I think more.
Name grinning. I'm like, you gonna be late?
Evine at some point snuck into the carriage because she's seated inside. Although you're pretty sure none of you, including you,
At some
Genya,
point,
saw her go to the
no shit.
carriage. What's that?
Did I never have any ointment?
I got something.
Sure.
Eventually, when Genya sees he's done,
Puts it away like really quickly.
she
And
leaps
walks
down
into
and just like
Okay.
superhero
I
jumps,
rub it into my
and then
hand.
walks
Do I
up to the carriage
tingle?
and
Do I
does a once
float?
around and like
No.
touches
Okay,
the
she's just making
horses
sure.
and shakes
Okay.
a wheel.
Those of you in the carriage, roll me with plus notice.
Wait, what is
Oh,
I mean, Genya's built like a fucking
3.
rock, so
I got one.
I see Xenia,
Genya.
I see Xenia not getting in the fucking
I got
carriage.
3.
Yeah.
Because I
He's
got
not
10.
there.
Yeah.
You got 3? 3?
What did
Was that even 2?
One raise. I'm like, come on, just get in the car. Let's
Get in the
go.
fucking carriage, Xenia.
See, I told you he was the dad once again. Come on, we're on vacation.
She does the ones around and like shakes the
If
wheels.
she's not getting it, I don't see why I have
Those
to.
of you in the carriage, you hear a boom, and then you see a puff of dust like actually lift right next to the carriage. Like you hear the little rocks like hitting part of the carriage, and out of the cloud, Jane actually comes through.
She stalks through and all right, okay. Is he driving it?
Yeah, before you step on board, you see Xavier put on sort of a dark blue cloak that he tosses over his shoulder, like it's sort of a segmented cloak, and puts on like a tricorn hat, and just sits up top. And as soon as you're seated,
She gets in, but she's positioned where she can like
get a
watch.
head out the window.
Yeah.
Bugs hit your face.
You have never seen her so fucking silent. She's constantly fucking talking to herself, to the dirt, to the plants, to anything. Just glaring fucking daggers.
I'm just like,
Whole ride.
do you need some ointment? Do you have some
Making sure
Your hands sting like nobody's business.
But I mean, like, it's a good sting or a bad sting?
Well, it's
I
like.
gave her some thing.
Mm-hmm. It's like you
She
just.
didn't explode, so.
No.
That's a good sign.
It stings. You're not quite sure if it's healing. It's doing something.
What's the opposite happening?
Okay. I'm just good. It stings. It's working. That means it's working.
That's the thing, right?
That's how medicine works. It either makes you sick or it makes you burn. Thing.
You triggered like
What?
3 people
Yeah,
just by
but
making that statement.
Does it feel like it's burning like fire burning, or does it feel like it's burning like, oh, I burned myself?
Oh, it's a little bit fiery. Like if I put a
She
chili
takes a thing of
in
water
my-
out of her,
dumps
water on your hands.
Oh!
Just in case.
Does it like sizzle a little bit? Like
Jenya, you're watching Xavier. Somebody peed in the carriage. You heard it. You heard it.
somebody.
There was some discussion and some buzzing, and suddenly just like
Because there was water. Oh.
somebody just let go.
So tempted. No. Can't look away. Just in case.
But you know.
Yeah.
You know. Nobody's saying anything about it.
I won't
You
say
know.
anything either. The ladies are incontinent, that's not my problem.
You heard the stream clear as day.
Right. They should have used the washroom before they got into the carriage.
All right. So you notice that the carriage goes past the front gate, and you take sort of the side entrance that you taken a couple of nights ago, where you get taken into the back and to the room that had sort of the train map and all the papers in there.
Mm-hmm.
Within, Salvadora is waiting at her work desk, just right. And you ushered in.
Goes and pays Madame Salvador utmost, respects.
I mean, I do the same.
Oh, good. She actually grabs you. He doesn't follow you. He stays with the carriage and with the horses. Still outside in prime sabotage position.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
So you're back to the war room. Salvador actually gets to her feet when you come in. If you go to meet her, Jenya, she actually goes take your hand. So good to see you.
Oh,
I don't offer my hands because they still kind of burn and they're wet.
don't touch me.
Yeah. They're actually redder.
That's
Okay.
the water on
At
it.
this point, they hurt a little less, but they're redder. They're definitely redder.
Neat. You just totally destroy the top layer of my skin and create new skin.
I'm sure it's fine. It's fine. It's working. Don't worry about
I mean, I'm not actually like making it that big a deal about it. I'm just, this is medicine. I get it. Sometimes it is pain.
Salvador, I actually just gestures. Take a seat if you haven't had breakfast. I had some food just brought in.
Probably
free to grab that.
No, thank you.
I hope the house's accommodations are satisfactory.
Of course, before this, I was staying on a boat in a box. So everything is better.
Oh, shitting in the box.
I left a lot of I left a lot of little gifts.
Yeah.
Ginny can see that she's wet.
Right. If
It must be hard to leave the
I mean,
box.
she spent. spent 2 weeks in a box.
Yeah, still
In
trying to
your
get
hand.
used to this normal.
She's the most likely culprit.
I won't say anything. That'll be rude.
So now that you had a little bit of time to get acclimated, I thought I'd bring in a couple issues my company is having that I feel a group with your skill sets might be well suited to help handle.
Okay.
Now, just no consultation.
Just put daggers.
I totally was down. I'm like, yeah.
Who would fucking trust the guy? I thought he was super shady. Of course, yes.
So
All the priorities.
Maybe wait till we hear it.
She needs our help. She put us in this
Safe,
nice house.
safe. But maybe, just maybe, we wait first.
Of course, we listen to what she says before we do something.
It's too early for Jimena. She is not.
You need some cafecito. You need
See,
to.
she is way too bubbly.
I can't remember. It's like is coffee
My
machine
junior
was
year.
like a old world?
Yeah, coffee.
Oh,
that's
yeah,
it.
maybe.
Yeah, they brought it over when
That was the other way.
when
Yeah.
the Spanish.
it's not super widespread yet.
I'm just curious because I'm just like, you need caffeine.
There are plenty of ways to get caffeine available. Tea.
So, I had a little list that I took the liberty of having Luna Maria prepare, since, we've only worked together once. I would not hold to presume on what kind of work would be more up your speed, so feel free to have a look. Any of these tasks are up for grabs. If you seem particularly ambitious, feel free to grab multiple if you're willing to look into those. Not necessarily.
Any timed quests, just skip outright. We don't want to
That's right. We don't want to deal with the time one.
Yeah.
Escort missions suck. So
No. Wait. Well, I was kind of in this position.
You were
Sorry.
a quick one though. We didn't have to take you very far. We didn't have to get you across the fucking gondola where the zombies are falling out of the sky.
That's right.
Yeah.
So, Luna Maria actually comes with a scroll that she unrolls, and then she sort of looks at who she should be handing it to, and hesitates for a second. Is anybody?
No one else.
Oh,
does.
immediately, yeah.
Okay.
That'll help.
Yeah, we're both kind of like this, and then.
Okay.
There's other hands sort of extended.
Not nearly as fast as hers.
Is it something that needs to be read?
Yeah.
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 That's a
Which
help.
is why I just.
You go and unroll it, and it's some
Like-
fucking crazy moon language.
Yeah,
that
it's
you don't-
like I said, I just put the hand over.
Yes,
I'm
yes.
standing right behind you.
Oh, then I just put down my hand and I go, Evine,
You just read it over my shoulder.
but does it see?
Oh,
So-
look at that. I hope for you.
On the scroll, you see sort of 4 items. The first one refers to a trade relationship that Salvadora has built with Alessandro Lucani. Marilena,
Yes.
wits for scholarship.
What was that?
Wits for scholarship.
Oh my God, you're making me roll something with this roll. Oh God.
Right?
Oh dear.
Yeah, that got away from me. Thank you. I got a 1, a solid 1.
You don't know Alessandro so much, but the Lucani are another one of the Bodace merchant princess families. You also know that they keep their trades pretty close to their chests. If there is a relationship between Salvadora's company and this Alessandro guy.
Mm,
It's probably an under the table deal.
we're probably shipping more crap in a box.
Because it's not, they usually keep their own shipping lanes, and they're pretty jealously guarded. But even you see from the scroll that relationship hit a stall. There was communication that was sent to Alessandro recently that went unanswered, and Salvadora is suspecting sabotage and would like this issue investigated. One below is basically a simple delivery of a specific package to Ristorante Salazar in San Felipe. Any of you who have spent some time in San Felipe can roll a Blitz Plus scholarship.
Hey, isn't that all of us at the school?
No, you just arrived. And I think Jenya just arrived.
I see.
You've been there a little bit, so you can roll for that as well.
One raise.
One.
I got. Hold on, let me math. That's one.
2.
2.
Yes.
Technically, 3.
3.
What is it?
16. Yes, it's total.
Yeah, Melissa was a 3. So that was a 1. And all those together we get over.
Yeah.
Okay, so yeah.
Because it's the
Yeah,
total sum,
3.
so yeah.
Rethel, you remember this restaurant is politically important. Oh, dignitaries meet there.
Oh.
Evine and Jimena, you know that Ristorante Salazar is basically the unofficial center of politics in San Felipe. The Grande for the Ducado is actually holding court out of that restaurant. You know that because they're always fearing, by they I mean the Castilian crown, because the crown is always fearing Odiseo's independence, they sort of took a lot of power away from the Grande and saddled mostly she doesn't hold a lot of the local reins and doesn't have an official Grande's office here in San Felipe. They took the seat of power away from that city and gave it to Governor Perez. But you know that this is where the Grande holds court. This is where she meets with foreign dignitaries and sometimes suitors, because she's still unmarried. So any sort of delivery made to that would be likely politically significant, with all of the boons and disadvantages that sort of mission would bring. The third point, Evine talks about the Carrion Crow Mercenary Company, which a few of you actually know the name as one of the newer mercenary companies, and that I mean it's a few years old, but it's gaining momentum. It's primarily composed of veterans of the War of the Cross plus the war between Castile and Montaigne. It's sort of a haven for soldiers, right? Like it's an anti-royalty, anti-nobility, sort of. It's an anti-nobility army, which is basically promising a better haven for soldiers who have been mistreated after coming back from the war or came back to, cut pensions or cut wages. Madame Salvadora would like to reach out to this company as she sees an opportunity in establishing trade with them. Unfortunately, because of their stances, they're not super welcome in cities and work in proxies and agents and would like to establish contact with them. And finally, the last point on there concerns one of Salvador's employees called Gustavo Alvarez. Gustavo is currently in prison. And Salvador says he basically was framed and was the fall guy for a deal that went south with some, let's just say, less than legal partners of her. And she would like to reach out to Gustavo and also basically find proof that his guilty verdict is a sham. He had some very good relationships and people that will only trade with him, so losing him as an element is an unacceptable loss. And she'd like to get that clean. So that is what is on the scroll.
I mean, those are all fairly important. I feel like the easiest one is the delivery because, I mean, you're just bringing a package from one place to another, but there could be plenty of issues.
Which one sounds the most for you?
The most?
Yep. Because that is what would interest me there. Probably the first one.
For you, Marina, 100%.
But yeah, because, well, for me, yes, because that's someone comes to that stage who may or may not know who I am, or at least what I am. Not that any of you know that either.
Salvador just like is there just drinking some what looks like to be tea. It's like, if you have any questions about any of these while we're here, Luna Maria would be more than happy to help answer them for you. Chinya's just like, all.
Yeah, let's go.
With the Carrion Crow Company, is this an official alliance or a covert one?
More covert.
Okay.
Let's just say I have some patrons within the court that I would rather not lose.
Yeah, okay.
Of course, you have my full support in speaking for the company, but they will anticipate this deal being covered as well. Most of their suppliers are.
Yeah, okay.
Are any of these time sensitive?
Maybe the guy in jail.
I mean, as long as he's not up for execution, then.
Yeah, is he on a time limit or is he just hanging out?
No, he's not on a specific time limit. I'm sure he's looking forward to seeing light of day again, and he's there for quite a while. So it's more of a personal preference, but no, he's not up for execution.
Where about town is the Restaurant de Salazar in relation to the Carrion Crow's headquarters?
The Carrion Crow are tented outside of San Felipe.
Okay.
They're not super popular in cities, so they have their camps out in the wilderness, a little bit further northwest. It's sort of a mountain camp.
Let us drop off the thing at the restaurant, and then we will go talk to the crows. And once done with that, that will have given a little time for us to go investigate the other things.
That's to me. I feel like the other ones we might have to leave them for. Eventually.
Yes, well, the package to the restaurant we can hand to you. Do be cautious. We cannot use any of our carriages to transport you to the restaurant.
That will be fine.
This is why I am not sending any of my official company workers. I would rather this package stay secret and be delivered to Grande Ucia herself.
Is this something we can carry, or do we need to get our own?
It is something you can carry, yes.
Very well.
As for the carrion crow, you might need to ask around a little bit. The exact location of their camp is not publicly known, as you would probably imagine. I'm sure there are more than a few detachment of troops working for the Grandes that would love to get to that camp and take them on as a threat. So they tend to keep to themselves. You may need to establish contact and find somebody who can lead you on.
I think I have an idea for that. Okay. Okay. Then let's get the package.
Okay.
And then we can go home. And then from there, we can go to the restaurant with the new package. And then while at the restaurant, I think we need to find out where we can find the crows.
Usually it's
Yeah, these ones have 2 legs and no
all
wings.
crows have 2 legs.
Not these ones.
They're men. They call themselves crows.
Just a shame.
Go ahead and keep that safe so we can refer to it
Roll.
later.
Pack.
Now on to searcher.
That's right. She can't read it. So
Yeah,
Yeah.
under duress.
exactly.
What does this mean?
I don't know.
They told me some crows with
It's pretty
1
good.
legs and have no feathers.
No, wait, if we can't take the package onto one of the company vehicles, we
That's
can't
why we're
take-
going home and then leaving home with it to walk out there.
Right, but would we still need technically transport it? No,
Yeah, but not in official capacity
That's right.
to
To
the restaurant or
Yeah, nothing on us will have like official seal.
delivery
on it.
or, yeah.
Yeah.
That's why I'm like, yeah, let's get the package and go back home, and then from there we can go out on foot. Because if anyone sees this carriage come into here, obviously, you know.
Yeah, it's
It makes sense for it to go back to the house.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's right. After a moment, the Maria comes back with a little package like wrapped in fabric and it's sort of sealed. It looks like it's not bigger than either like a thin envelope or, it's wrapped in sort of a burgundy cloth that has been sealed and just hands it to you.
As soon as it shows up, I go, Nivi, or Nivi, Evine, would you please?
Of course.
Gives that sensitive packages may be your forte.
Just put it in the plan.
Of the bush.
That's right.
She had, oh, now she's doing the package.
Ah!
Handling.
Evine is just expert all across the board.
Yeah.
Bush, package, doesn't matter what you got, she's got it. She can handle it.
I can hide behind it. I don't know.
It's a floated package.
No matter how small or flaccid, I can hide behind it.
Yeah.
Speaking of Evine, I think it's bedtime for someone.
It's close to being pumpkin time yet. I was about to get into that because some things are gonna happen.
Okay.
Things like what?
We're gonna set the scene for that, and then we can call it a night and pick back up in 2 weeks.
Okay.
In 2 weeks?
So
Yeah, because we still have to play Dresden.
yes.
Since that would be 3 weeks, right?
Well,
Yeah.
you know what I'm saying.
No, I don't.
Oh no, he'll have to leave and then you can spend the night and then we'll play board games.
Braid each other's hair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
especially mine.
Yeah.
Braiding.
No, you're going home.
Impressive.
And wrestle?
I said impressive. The braiding of the hair.
No, I'm fine with that, Amanda. Tony and I will go out back and wrestle.
Oh,
Bring out the oil.
those leaves.
We do some Turkish wrestling.
I'll bring a kitty.
Lisa's getting redder. I'm imagining it.
Yeah.
She looks like she's holding her breath.
There's a nosebleed.
Right?
That's right. You know, you're using enough oil if we're like, it's like picking up the soap.
Like a color swapped Baruka salt.
You seriously need to give fodder to the fangirls that obviously
Jello
Alright.
wrestling.
which is like basically me and Lisa.
You know, Tony and I are always happy to shovel more coal in that furnace.
Trying to keep that ship afloat.
That's right. That's right.
Grasping the
Grasping the
package,
package.
and then we all
Jenny
pile out.
Zevi had plenty of time to sabotage that carriage.
Totally checking it out.
He's sitting there. He knows what he did.
He has the look of guilt all over him.
As she's shaking the wheel, she's like, I want that. Like,
Yeah,
I'll find it.
he doesn't look. He's just looking straight ahead.
yeah.
Maybe you should run alongside to make sure nothing falls off.
Oh, wait.
Eye contact the whole time.
Yeah. All right.
Oh my goodness.
Oh no.
I will run along again.
Good, we're leaving now. Go ahead, Javier.
Where is it?
He actually looks toward Jinya. It's like,
Oh, another.
Madam.
I found another thing.
Let's see here.
Oh, excuse me.
See what ridiculousness happens.
Since you've already put it in her head,
Yeah.
Zhenya, I spend a hero point for no fucking reason.
Well, we're about at the end of the session.
Yeah,
So go
yeah,
nuts.
might as well.
She will have a brisk morning run.
She tried.
All right, so all of you actually have never seen this shit happen.
Like
but-
she was Jenny a second ago, and then bones breaking and skin stretching and things snapping. And
her and her clothes just like it cracks, and suddenly she's a bird.
And she takes to the air and she. Ah!
In the carriage.
Yeah. Came out like ducks.
She
curled in a
perches
ball.
on top of the carriage and just
She just starts muttering in Castilian. She's like, oh no.
arm,
no, no,
like
no, no.
her wings spread a little angrily and just yeah, totally.
You poop on it?
No, I would poop on him, but he hasn't done anything that I have found yet, so I can't.
You have no control over
She
that.
has no proof.
Yeah, once you're a crow, you just poop what you
Sphincter,
eat.
yeah.
No, because I'm sentient. I can talk
Yeah, but
crows
you-
like a
you
regular
don't-
person.
Yeah, but
No,
you don't
like,
have
I'm-
sphincter control. That shit just drives. Whether you are conscious of it or not.
But I poop on you.
No PPP.
No, I'm already in the carriage. I don't
It doesn't
care.
happen. It's
Yeah,
just
we're
like,
inside. We're
Continue.
staying.
I don't care.
Sure. Yeah, now she's a crow. Since you put it in her head,
Carry on.
we're looking for crows.
I think that's even more threatening. You just land on the roof, yell at him, and then
Yeah.
Feathers.
Yeah, so this bird just takes flight, and then
Yeah, I don't care.
Zevi is just like goes around with the carriage. It's like, well, we get a bird following us now. This is what I-
Perched on the roof and just watches him the entire time.
No, but some of her people can do that, yeah.
You can tell because she has the green eyes.
Can't tell shit by green eyes.
Well, in their people, that's the thing.
All right, so you're
Ian
Yeah.
seems completely unfazed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm
Yeah,
just like,
babe.
that must be.
We are very
fantastic.
fortunate to have her along. Because if she could turn into small things, she could probably turn into big things. And then I don't get heat as much.
this long continuous like
all the way home.
Cobblestones, yeah.
Ximena knows
That's right.
other magic besides like the fire. She's never actually seen anybody do anything
Yeah.
before. So now
So nonchalant.
yeah, just like
After the horses are put away and the carriage is put away, and
Like, I'm not even waiting. Like,
yeah, no,
I'm
no, I
like-
know for her, but like
Yeah.
she watches everything.
It trickles, goes on home. And now you mentioned cobblestone, and now I'm having this image, and it makes me laugh because I'm just like,
Once everything's put away, she actually goes to find you guys because if you left immediately.
Oh yeah, we're several
She waited.
streets down by now.
Yeah,
Because, like,
she
it's-
flies out and then lands beside you and then pops back into Zhenya and keeps pace.
stay away from me. For now. You over there.
Okay.
Just like hiding behind Reckles. Just
Jauntily walking along.
Xavier actually takes off his hat and he said, "We needing carriage again."
Oh, like, yeah, no, as soon as we get home, I'm like, no, we're good. And then that's when she watches him put it all away and
We
stuff.
need
Like,
a scroll. Let's.
we
I will put the horses back.
we start, we start off and I'm like, there's no accounting for prejudice. I'm sorry.
like at some point, Ximena walks up and just like pokes you.
Ah! And like leans and
Well, no, wait, once you're human.
Oh, human, yeah, just
Actually, won't touch the bird.
oh hello. She pokes you back.
Oh,
Is this what we do with the alien? You casting people, you like to do these?
No,
Poke.
no, jeez.
Okay.
Okay.
You thought her way.
So we're strolling over to the restaurante.
All right. So I have a pretty good idea of where it's supposed to be. So you start hopping down the streets and start to get more towards like the dock quarters. And as you're turning across a couple of streets, everybody roll me a wit plus notice.
Whistle.
Oh,
Sometimes music security is like so good at those.
Oh no.
I have a
1,
One,
2, 3.
three.
At 3.
All right. Evening.
Two.
Two. The ones. You are walking around here having a bunch of conversations. Meta is just flabbergasted that you were a bird and now you're not a bird.
You were a person, and you were a bird, and you were
Yep.
a person, and I don't understand.
Mother has blessed me with many things.
Who's mother?
The mother. She's all around us. Matushka. She
don't
watches over all.
It is like a spirit of earth, but yeah.
Marilena, this whole exchange is making you a little uncomfortable.
Yeah,
You're
well, that's why I'm quiet right now.
You're like,
I'm pretty sure that that's not gonna go down very well. Okay, I'm just gonna leave this up.
little does Jimena know, she's surrounded by wizards. She just doesn't know it.
Yeah. Thing.
But
Oh, Miss Jenya.
as you're continuing to chat, you realize the street is uncommonly quiet. Not too many
Not with me
passersby.
walking through it.
Not with you, but like there's not really anybody else. 2 and 3s. Evine, after a while, like in between arguing and arguments popping in, you actually hear some shuffling ahead. Jimena, his boots coming in ahead of you, coming from one of the side alleyways.
Stop.
Hamta.
There are people. There are boots.
Stops and looks down at you. Goes, oh,
We should not be seen.
The shuffling gets a little bit stronger, and
I
then
look-
you see
I sort of look at you and then at myself and then at Zevia and I'm like, but would you suggest?
She's kind of a hulking situation.
Jimena, from behind you, you hear more shuffling.
Wait, is there anything
Suddenly,
there?
Door.
5 men in
That
long
alleyway
clothes
door.
come out on the side of the alleyway behind you. They're wearing long cloaks that are buttoned up to their faces. They're not wearing any sort of uniforms. It's all, brown leather cloaks. And there's 3 more ahead that pop in. The man in charge pulls out a pistol and trains it towards you. And then
You
just
as
yells in the alley,
You as in her, or you as in us?
all of you.
Okay.
Whoever's ahead gets the pistol trained on him or her.
I was told to be in the back, so.
And then you hear the man with the pistol call out the package, hand it over. We'll go ahead and stop here before we get into hostility. We ain't got time to figure that shit out tonight.
So the video cut out right when I made a brilliant pun.
Yeah, I heard you yell something. I'm like, I don't know what that was.
And what I said in a timely manner was, "Oh, Miss Genya, it's good to know you're a bird person. I'm more of a cat person myself."
Now you're a bird.
Yeah, well, okay with crows.
Morty, when a bird person and another bird person have feelings for each other, they may choose to nest.
Right. That's right.
Now.
Do we level? You choose the most shiny thing.
Yeah,
yes.
how do we do things?
No, we
Bubbling,
accomplish
bubbling.
our goals, and it's fine.
Yes. I'm looking at a more point-based system because I'm a little wary of the goals.
Well, I mean, my goal is to figure out what happened to my sister. We're not doing anything about that.
I mean, my goal is to avenge the deaths of my family, so.
Oh, no problem.
Sure, I wrote
Yeah.
one.
Well, I don't know what your problems are. I actively was like, I will do these jobs for you in exchange for ships lists. So,
Well, the point is, though,
get
is
gooder?
that's not how it works, though.
I know.
It's, she doesn't, she was asked for help, so she's gonna give help. But, along with it,
Poor sweet
also,
child.
she also believes that Mother will lead her
Oh, well,
to where she needs to be.
You're doing fine.
Which is why I'm here.
You're doing fine.
Yeah.
I'm interested in having like a goal approach to that. I also would like to have, I don't know, I'm teetering. I would like to have a little bit of both so that you can grow some of your stuff.
Yeah.
More, I guess, steadily.
I feel like technically taking those jobs helps me because my ultimate goal is freedom from big wishes, but
I mean, that's the thing, right? Like, it's sort of squishy.
yeah.
You can.
My smaller goal was getting a job, and I did that. So
There you go.
I mean, I got 2 jobs technically, working myself to the bone
Yes, we will pick back up in 3 weeks.
Okay.
Possibly. A few things to say. Actually, we can end the live. We can end the internet.
Okay.
And the internet.
End the internet.
You
Good night,
don't
internet.
go watch porn while you still can.
here. Download